Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing tandoori partridge with some partridges that were just shot right behind my house here. This is a recipe you can use. It's a very basic tandoori marinade recipe, so you can use it on chicken, you can use it on lamb, whatever you want to use it on. It's one of the recipes from my book. It is just slightly different, probably because I'm just going to have a good play here, but for the most part it's the same one that's in the book. So I got my partridges and I've feathered them and done everything I needed to. Now I'm just going to make some slits. Still a couple feathers on there, but that all gets burnt off. And slits, this one I'd already done. And we're just going to get these all ready to go so that they can be marinated. Sometimes I take the skin off. Today I'm not kind of going for an experiment here. I want to see what how the skin does in the tandoor. So maybe I'll wish I hadn't done this, but we'll find out. I do like the skin when it's cooked in an oven. Now I want to stress that just because I'm going to be cooking this in my tandoor here, that you don't have to have a tandoor. I mean, I got one out back as well, which is about the same price as a barbecue. Gas barbecue, but if you wanted to cook these in the marinade or chicken or whatever, just put them in your oven, and that will do the job. If I were cooking these in the oven right now, I'd just probably put them in 200 degrees for about 40 minutes or so, and then grill them at the end. And the tandoor gets a lot hotter, so I'm going to only do it for about 15 minutes. So, what we're going to do to start this is I'm just going to squeeze a bunch of lemon juice over all these birds. Probably about, well, 2 lemons worth. And we'll mix these all up. Best mixing tools you're ever going to have. Better than anything that's manufactured are your hands, because they can just get right in there and do the job that they need to do. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper there, and about a tablespoon of my tandoori masala. It's probably a little bit more than a tablespoon, but that's okay. My hands are going to turn a bit red. That's okay too. I'm just going to get this all nicely around, rubbed into all those slits I just made. My tandoori masala, it does have a little bit of food coloring in it. You don't have to have food coloring. It is something that's been done for a long time. So if you want to have that authentic red look, that's what you're going to need to do. And if you don't want to make the tandoori masala, which is in my book, you can also just purchase tandoori masala. There's some good ones out there, so you don't have to worry too much about going to all the work unless you want to. If you're a keen cook and you like cooking like me, you might want to make the tandoori masala. You know what, I'm going to throw a little bit more of this in here. It does taste really nice, so I'm not going to skimp on it. So that's just going to sit there for about 20 minutes while I make the rest of the marinade. So that's kind of like a first marinade, we'll say. And we're just going to let that sit there, and I'll start making the other marinade now. All right, so we're going to make the main marinade. So we've got that marinating over there, and just a little bit of lemon juice, some salt and pepper, and the tandoori masala. And now I'm going to throw a handful of coriander, chopped coriander, some chillies, about 2 tablespoons garlic and ginger paste. Let's just give that a nice stir. We only need a little bit of yogurt. I think I'll use about 300 grams or so here. And it's the yogurt you want to use is Greek, so full fat, especially full fat Greek yogurt is best for marinades. Natural yogurt, the plain natural yogurt you see in the other tubs, that's better for stirring into sauces because it doesn't curdle as much. So as we're not too worried about this curdling, we just use what we have here. So here we go. I'm going to add about, I want this a little bit spicy, so I'm going to add about a teaspoon and a half. A little bit, well, let's see, let's put this in first. We got coriander and cumin powder, about 2 teaspoons. About a teaspoon of, or a little bit less, a teaspoon of turmeric. This is, and let's see if I've got it here. This is amchoor. Amchoor is a very, it's a powder made from dried mangoes, and it tastes very, it has a very citric flavor. A lot of times when you purchase tandoori masalas and that type of thing and pastes in the shop, the citric flavor is made with citric acid. It's citric acid powder. But if you want to go natural, I use the amchoor powder, which I think works really well. I'm going to put about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more than that in there. And then I've got my secret ingredient. Actually, let's throw a little bit of that tandoori masala in there too. We're just going to have a little bit of experimenting here. Really, my recipes, you could look at them and you could say, hey, you know something? I like salt a little bit more, and you add a little bit more. I like citric acid powder instead of amchoor. All right, use that instead. I like curry powder instead of garam masala. Yeah, whatever. Just do what you like. So what I'm going to do now is we've got some Parmesan cheese. Now you wouldn't think that Parmesan cheese would go into Indian food, but the thing is, as it's become less expensive to use, a lot of chefs are using Parmesan. It tastes great, and why not? If something tastes good, why not put it in there? So this is something, this is one of the secret weapons I've seen at so many restaurants now. So I got about 3 tablespoons of finely grated Parmesan cheese there. And trust me, when you try this, you'll see why I use it. All right, so we're just going to have to get this really thick, mixed in nicely, so we can cover those birds with it. As you can see, I don't use a lot. I don't use a lot of yogurt because I don't want it to just be all, you know, too much yogurt on the top of it. What I want the yogurt to do is tenderize the meat and do its job with the flavoring, but you're going to get, with just a little bit, you're going to get a lot of flavor there. All right, so I've got this done. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of oil. All right, and then we're back to the partridges. So let's get them over here. And again, I'm going to use my hands. It's the best thing, best vessel you can use to rub this in, because we're going to rub this marinade just all over the birds, inside and out, in the slits that I cut. They're going to be covered in the stuff. And then I'm going to let them sit. Now you could actually let them marinate for as little as 3 hours. You'll still get really good flavor. I'm going to let mine sit overnight, and we're going to start this all over again tomorrow. So here we are. We're just going to go right in there. And I'm going to make sure it gets right inside each of the birds there. I'm going to do that with every single one. And then, when that's all done, you're going to see it tomorrow as it sat there overnight, all covered and nicely soaking in all these beautiful flavors. I'm going to put them in the tandoor. Okay, so as you can see, I've got one of the skewers in the oven already. I've got another one ready to go here. As you can see, I kind of skewered each bird about 3 times, and then I put a potato in between each one. That helps them so they don't slide off. I'm just going to put that right down there in the heat. And we're talking feast time here. This is going to be so good. Cover that right there. There you are. So I'm just going to heat that oven up. It's going to be very hot here soon. And I would say this is going to take about 15 minutes. So after about 5 minutes, I'm going to check it. I got some ghee going there. I'm gonna baste it, baste it to the birds with a little bit of ghee, and then I'm going to put it back in for another 10 minutes. I'll make sure that it's the right temperature, and you're going to see what it looks like when it comes out very soon. All right, so these have been in there for about 10-15 minutes, and they are perfect. Look at that. Oh yeah. Let's get those over to the. It's quite heavy. There we are. With game, you don't want to cook it all the way through like you would chicken. It doesn't have to cook as much. So let's just keep that. Look, these are quite well cooked. I'm telling you, they're going to be so good. Let's get that on there. Another one there. Oh, this one's mine here. Look at that. Mmm. If I can get it off. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna get those out too. Look at those. Oh yeah. Nice and charred and gorgeous. A little bit of butter over these. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a nice dinner around my house today. All right. Let's get some nice. I think I'm gonna have to try some. Oh, not supposed to do this, but a little bit of salt on that. Squeeze some lemon juice over it. I'm actually gonna be serving these with some ratas and stuff tonight, but I just can't wait. See. It's so juicy. Look at that. That's spot on. Mmm. That is so good. I have a lot more videos to come. So please, if you liked this one, I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll be doing a lot more tandoori and naans and everything. So hope to see you back. Thank you very much.